Ladies and gentlemen, the Supreme Court of Florida, please be seated.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Florida Supreme Court. It's great to see so many people here for such an important cause. We're very happy that you've joined us for our annual Pro Bono Awards ceremony. Before I get started, I just want to acknowledge our new colleague, Justice Tannenbaum. This is our first time on the bench together, so welcome to the court. There are 3 points that I'd like to emphasize in these brief introductory remarks before we get to what's really important, which is the recognition of this year's award winners. As always, the first point is to express our gratitude to all the lawyers throughout Florida who've given their time, talent, and treasure in pro bono service to others. In the most recent reporting period, Florida attorneys together provided more than 1.6 million hours of free legal service and contributed $9.6 million to legal aid groups. One reason we hold this event every year is to acknowledge and thank the countless lawyers in our state who are serving others without any hope or expectation of being recognized individually. The second point is simply to encourage all lawyers to consider offering pro bono services in the year ahead. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to pro bono service. Each lawyer has individual talents and interests, and each person has to figure out how best to balance their familial, professional, and civic obligations. But everyone, each in their own way, has something unique to offer, and we hope that every Florida lawyer will consider that in the coming year. My third and final point is simply to reaffirm that public spiritedness and service to others are at the core of our profession. Scholars often point to the early 19th century writings of Baltimore lawyer David Hoffman as the precursors of our country's first codes of legal ethics. Especially influential were Hoffman's 50 resolutions in regard to professional deportment, one of which speaks directly to the focus of our event today. His resolution number 18 said as follows: "To my clients I will be faithful, and in their cause zealous and industrious. Those who can afford to compensate me must do so, but I shall never close my ear or my heart, because my clients' means are low. Those who have none and who have just causes are, of all others, the best entitled to sue or be defended, and they shall receive a due portion of my services, cheerfully given." The final words of that resolution, cheerfully given, resonate with special force at this ceremony. Without fail, our court's favorite part of this event every year has been to hear from the award winners themselves. And each time we're struck by the joy and personal satisfaction that each of them derives from their pro bono service. That's an inspiration to us on the court and hopefully to every lawyer in our state. Okay, let's get started. I'd like to begin by thanking the Chief Justice's Pro Bono Advisory Committee for their work renewing and evaluating all the worthy nominees. The committee this year was chaired by Roland Sanchez Medina, past president of the Florida Bar, who's a great friend of the court and someone we miss. I don't know if Roland's here today, but I'd like to ask any of the committee members who are with us today to stand and be recognized. No? Okay. Well, so there's someone over there. Okay. Thank you, whoever that is. Thank you. Next, we honor members of the Florida Pro Bono Coordinators Association. If any of you are here today, please stand and be recognized. We especially recognize Laurie Thatcher, Attorney Deputy Director, Pro Bono Director, and Intake Outreach and Community Education Coordinator for the Legal Aid Society of the Orange County Bar Association. She is this year's recipient of the Kay Myers Pro Bono Coordinator of the Year Award. Congratulations. And now we have arrived at the point of beginning to confer the awards that we'll be offering today. Since 2005, the court has recognized a state court judge for work improving the administration of justice, particularly in the area of pro bono work. I'm pleased to announce that this year's recipient of Florida's Distinguished Judicial Service Award is Judge Darren Farfante of the 13th Judicial Circuit. Judge Farfante has been on the bench since 2017. Relevant to this award, he's the immediate past chair of the Pro Bono Committee of the 13th Judicial Circuit. He's been the committee co-chair of the annual 5K Pro Bono River Run, the goal of which is to solicit pledges to perform pro bono service on behalf of law-related runners and walkers. Thousands of hours are pledged and performed through that event. The judge supports the Volunteer Lawyers Program of Bay Area Legal Services, including through the Judges Joining Forces campaign in support of the program. He's currently the executive chair of the 13th Judicial Circuit Professionalism Committee, and he is an executive committee member of the William Reese Smith Jr. Inn of Court and past president of the Stan Givens Family Law Inn of Court. Judge Farfante, I invite you to approach the lectern to receive your award from Marshall Kearse and to give remarks.
May it please the court, Chief Justice Muniz, Justices of the Court, President Saya Baker-Barnes, YLD President Harani, members of the Florida Bar Board of Governors, fellow award winners, family, and friends. I am so proud to accept this recognition today on behalf of all of the legal professionals in Hillsborough County, tirelessly performing pro bono service throughout our community, our 13th Judicial Circuit Pro Bono Committee, all the attorneys and staff at Bay Area Legal Services, our Pro Bono 5K River Run Planning Committee, and the Hillsborough County Bar Association, which provides us so much support. One of the highlights of serving in my current capacity is my front row seat to all the tremendous pro bono service our legal professionals provide in the 13th Judicial Circuit, day in and day out. And I stress legal professionals, not just attorneys, because when an attorney or paralegal takes on a pro bono matter, their busy workload, their schedules, their family demands don't end, and their staff, their family members have to step in and pick up the slack to make sure that pro bono client gets special, dedicated attention from that attorney. Plus the staff of our various legal aid organizations in Hillsborough County, they work tirelessly to funnel opportunities to the attorneys and to set up safeguards to allow the professionals to do the work. Pro bono is at the core of our oath of admission to the Florida Bar, and I'm reminded of that with each new lawyer I swear in. If you ask an attorney, why did you go to law school? A common refrain is to help people solve problems. Well, pro bono attorneys do that every day. And the legal professionals, the pillars of the pro bono community that I see sitting in this audience, fellow award winners, you realize that those individuals, they have legal issues that are intertwined often with difficult personal family issues and other issues which need to be delicately unpacked to give them the legal advice they so desperately need. It takes a special individual to do that, and I thank everyone in Hillsborough County for continuing to do that and helping our community through very stressful and overwhelming episodes in their lives. I'll never forget my no-nonsense fifth grade teacher, Sister Kathy Bonfield, asking me, "What do you want to do with your life?" I responded reluctantly, "I think I want to be a lawyer," and I immediately looked down at the ground, waiting for her to make a snide remark or some comment. Instead, she just smiled down at me and said, "Excellent. You can do a great deal of good in this world with that knowledge." And I've never forgot that. In short, pro bono service provides us all opportunities to do good and to see an immediate impact on someone's life, immediate gratification for your work. Grow your skill set, improve professionalism, provide access to justice, and make memories that you will continue to rattle off long after your legal career ends. And so in conclusion, I want to thank my family for being here today, my wife, Evelyn, my children, Max, Spencer, and Sylvia, for traveling here, and my brother, Dino, my sister, Dana, who's here, with my mother, Norma, my late father, have instilled the value of service in me over the years, and I thank you for that. And I want to thank the justices. Thank you for this recognition. Thank you for continuing to shine a light on pro bono service, and I will take this back to our circuit as inspiration for future pro bono efforts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge. In 2016, the court first presented the Chief Justice's Distinguished Federal Judicial Service Award. This award recognizes an active or retired federal judge for outstanding and sustained service to the public, especially in support of pro bono legal services. The award is given to a judge who advances the goals of equal justice under the law and who encourages pro bono service by Florida lawyers. I'm happy to announce that this year's award winner is Judge Amanda Arnold Sansoni, a magistrate judge in the U.S. District Court for the Middle District of Florida in Tampa. Judge Sansoni was appointed to her current position in 2016. She's the judicial liaison overseeing pro se law clinic programs throughout the Middle District of Florida. In that capacity, she's worked to update and invigorate pro se law clinic programs, led training sessions, and organized a pro bono appreciation and award luncheon. She works in the federal reentry program, holding hearings where participants report progress, and she encourages accountability and structure. She is a liaison between staff attorneys in the prisoner staff attorney program and district judges, and she has developed a district-wide review program. Judge Sansoni, I invite you to come forward and receive your award and to give remarks.
Good afternoon, Chief Judge Muniz, other justices of the Florida Supreme Court, Florida Bar dignitaries, fellow award winners, friends, and family, including my two children, Charlie and Adelaide, who are happy to skip school today to be here. Receiving this award is such an honor. Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead famously had a saying, "You get some, you give some back." I appreciate I'm probably the first person to quote Jerry Garcia in this courtroom, and that's okay. It's a simple phrase, but there's so much packed into it. You get some, you give some back. My parents instilled that mentality in me by their examples from a very young age. My father, Linwood Arnold, who was also an attorney, especially emphasized that early in my career. For him, it was never a matter of if an attorney does pro bono, it was a matter of maximizing how much pro bono work you can do. At Carlton Field, I was fortunate to work on pro bono cases with brilliant attorneys like Gwen Young and Nancy Fagianelli and many others who valued pro bono work and had the same mindset. I have to say that Governor DeSantis did me a solid last week by putting Justice Tannenbaum on the bench. Justice Tannenbaum and I worked at Carlton Field 25 years ago, and I don't know that either of us could have predicted we'd both be here today in this room. Since joining the court, my pro bono service, of course, has taken a different form, but I'm very fortunate to have judicial colleagues and really, frankly, a support team who puts up with all the ideas that I have for encouraging pro bono and recognizing pro bono service, and then also help me execute those ideas. Again, you get some and you give some back, but then there are people who get some and give everything back, and I would be remiss if I did not highlight those people. First, I want to highlight Brooke Eisenhut. That's my career clerk, and she's also my friend, and she submitted this application amazingly without me knowing. Brooke gives so much, not just to me and my career, but really to everyone around her. All of the judges know how important it is to have a fiercely loyal and dedicated right-hand person and their staff, and for me, that is Brooke. My children joke that she is my career clerk for life, and I think that pretty much accurately sums it up. Second, I would like to thank all of the legal aid attorneys throughout our state. I have been so fortunate to oversee the Pro Se legal clinic in the federal court, the Middle District, because I've really gotten to see the tireless work that you do every day, and I am just so in awe of that and in awe of the dedication that you have. Without you, I think it's fair to say that our entire justice system really would suffer. You really do give everything back. And last, I would like to thank the attorneys doing pro bono work. Please don't stop, because what you do is so important, and it really just catches like wildfire. It doesn't go unnoticed by the court, the judges. I sometimes joke that there's good gossip, and the good gossip is when judges start talking about how you're doing people who are doing pro bono work. It also doesn't go unnoticed by your colleagues, your clients, and your loved ones. My last message is really for all of the young people in the room. Whether it be children of honorees, people who came to observe. I really feel that by you attending this program today, we are planting the seed for your generations and generations to come, how important it is to give of your time to others. Whether that be you grow up and become lawyers, you grow up and become doctors, accountants, whatever you do. It's so important to look around you, see what you can do for other people, and then to do it. You get some and you give some back. So thank you again for this award. I'm very honored.
Thanks, Judge. And I appreciate the fun Jerry Garcia reference. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's been reading Bobby Weir tributes the last couple of weeks, so thank you for that. Okay, today we also recognize a law firm for distinguished pro bono contributions. This year's honoree is the law firm of Patchik & Patchik of Jacksonville. The Patchik firm has raised more than $1 million for Jacksonville area legal aid through its annual Patchik Yard Golf Tournament. Every member of the firm supports pro bono work with financial and volunteer contributions. Jacksonville Area Legal Aid has recognized 100% pro bono participation at the firm multiple times. For example, firm attorney Bob Link has served as lead counsel on an Innocence Project case. Firm partner Tom Slater served on Jacksonville Area Legal Aid's board from 2005 to 2011, including 2 terms as board president. Steve Patchik is here to accept the commendation on the firm's behalf. Mr. Patchik, I invite you to receive your award and to give remarks.
Thank you very much, Chief Justice Muniz. And my thanks to the other justices for taking the time to come here and participate to recognize the importance of justice for everyone and providing legal services to everyone. Sometimes people see the court system as simply another means to preserve the wealth and position of those who already have the money and the power. Providing representation to the less fortunate is the highest calling of our profession. As Jesus said, the meek shall inherit the earth. But first we have to give them lawyers. I want to recognize a few other attorneys from our firm who have devoted much of their professional lives to ensuring equal justice to all. Raymond Reed, who is the only member of our firm who is universally respected. Bob Link, who you've heard of before, the only one of our firm to have argued before the Supreme Court of the United States on behalf of a penniless and not innocent but wrongfully sentenced to death person. And the furthest I ever got was to this esteemed court. I was so proud to win my first case by unanimous vote. I felt that I had now made it as an attorney. The second case I had before the Supreme Court proved nothing to me. I lost it by unanimous vote. The other Patchiks here with me today, and I'm so lucky to have them practice with me. My son Michael is the one with his wife, attorney Katie DeBreer, who had the idea to start our fundraiser for legal aid. I said, what? A wiffle ball golf tournament in our yards? He said, and free beer and wine for everyone. I said, oh, okay, we'll do it. We are especially proud of the strong support from our local justices who make the fundraiser such a success. Chief Judge Lance Day, chief of our circuit, in fact, to promote the event, last year held a closest to the hole competition for the judges on the front lawn of the courthouse. He's a great judge, chief judge of the federal court. Marcia Morales Howard has a much better swing than Lance does, though. I want to also mention quickly that Alex, who will be awarded later, was a law clerk with our firm, and we're so proud of her. And Jim, he's the head of JALA, but he also plays doubles ping pong with Michael and me every Tuesday night, which I've been doing for 50 years. But I want to recognize especially the sons of my dear late brother, Gary, who started Paget and Paget with me 50 years ago. Curry is the immediate past president of the Florida Justice Association. Seth is feverishly preparing for trial on a case that we mock tried Tuesday. Kurt, the eldest, is here, but as I speak, he is probably on his phone reading depots and checking his fantasy football picks. It is Gary, my brother, who should be up here receiving the award. Everyone always said that he was the nice one of us. In almost all his trials, Gary would reference his favorite saying from Jesus: "If you do it unto one of these, the least of these, my brethren, you do it unto me." I could also say it this way: when we do it for the least of us, my fellow lawyers, we make a better life for all of us. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for those wonderful remarks, sir. Each year, the court also recognizes a voluntary bar association for its outstanding pro bono contributions. This year, we will be recognizing two groups: the Bankruptcy Bar Association of the Southern District of Florida, represented by its president, Alan Rosenberg, and the D.W. Perkins Bar Association of Jacksonville, which will be represented by its president, Naftali Azor. The Bankruptcy Bar Association of the Southern District of Florida helps lawyers and judges to improve the bankruptcy system. The association partners with the Southern District Bankruptcy Court to offer a pro se bankruptcy clinic. It refers people to a joint pro bono program with the Dade Legal Aid and the Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County. Association members participate in the ABA's National Celebrate Pro Bono Week. The association has created a financial literacy committee to offer presentations on responsible credit use and financial management skills for seniors, among other topics. It's our honor to recognize Alan Rosenberg to accept the award on behalf of the Bankruptcy Bar Association of the Southern District of Florida and to make remarks.
May it please the court, Chief Justice Muniz, Supreme Court justices, fellow nominees, distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. It is an honor to stand before you to accept this award on behalf of the Bankruptcy Bar Association of the Southern District of Florida, or as we call it, the BBA. Since its founding in 1980, a central tenet of the BBA has been to serve the community in which its members are so fortunate to practice law. Through decades of effort, the BBA has embraced this service-forward ideology in a way that has had a meaningful and long-lasting impact on the South Florida community. Among other things, the BBA works with organizations like Dade Legal Aid and the Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County to identify individuals in need of bankruptcy assistance, but without the financial wherewithal to hire counsel. The BBA uses its network of law firms and attorneys to place these individuals with lawyers that can shepherd them through the bankruptcy process. The BBA also utilizes bankruptcy students from various South Florida law schools as interns to assist with pro bono bankruptcy cases while also providing real-world experience to the students. In addition, the BBA hosts monthly pro bono clinics and maintains a pro bono website where individuals in need of assistance can reserve 30-minute slots with bankruptcy attorneys to discuss their financial situation and whether bankruptcy is right for them. In recent years, the BBA has also developed a robust financial literacy program that partners with various nonprofit organizations and schools throughout South Florida to present financial literacy programming to a wide variety of populations. Special recognition is due to Tara Trevorrow, who's sitting right over there, who tirelessly heads the BBA's financial literacy program and is here with me today. Tara not only works with nonprofit organizations to coordinate the BBA's financial literacy programming, but frequently serves as a presenter. Tara is, in fact, so dedicated to the financial literacy program that I quite literally wheeled her into Chapman Partnership from the street on an office chair when she broke her ankle but refused to miss our presentation. But Tara's dedication is just one example of the many BBA members who are truly dedicated to providing pro bono assistance. And that is to say that this award is not an individual achievement, but a reflection of the BBA's nearly 46 years of dedication to improving the South Florida community and expanding access to bankruptcy courts. So to all of our members, past and present, I thank you for your unending support, and a very special thank you to the BBA's nominators, Dade Legal Aid and the Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County, for believing the BBA worthy of this award. Your support and partnership are priceless. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Our second recipient of this year's Voluntary Bar Pro Bono Award is the D.W. Perkins Bar Association, renamed in 1968 to honor D.W. Perkins, one of the state's first African-American attorneys. The association has more than 100 members in support of justice. It hosts workshops, clinics, and pro bono programs. Its members accept new pro bono cases through Jacksonville Area Legal Aid at reduced rates. Its Ask a Lawyer clinics allow people to consult pro bono attorneys directly, one-on-one. And members of the association provide more than 100 hours annually to pro bono service. We're honored to recognize Naftali Azor to accept the award on behalf of and as president of the D.W. Perkins Bar Association and to make remarks.
May it please the court, on behalf of the Daniel Webster Perkins Bar Association, we are truly honored to receive the Voluntary Bar Association Pro Bono Award. Congratulations to the Bankruptcy Bar Association and to all of today's distinguished recipients. I would like to start by thanking the Justices and Chief Justice Muniz and the Chief Justice's Pro Bono Advisory Committee for selecting D.W. Perkins for this recognition. I would like to also extend our gratitude to the Jacksonville Women Lawyers Association and the Jacksonville Area Legal Aid for nominating us for this award. We are deeply grateful for your partnership and for your confidence in our work. I would like to also acknowledge the D.W. Perkins members who are here today. There's quite a few of us, and I'm quite proud. I'll start with Chief Judge Day, who's here and is very supportive of our organization, our President-elect, Vivian Williams, Raymond Reed, who is also with Pagic and Pagic, doing great work for both our organization and Pagic and Pagic. Melina Buncombe, who also co-chairs our pro bono committee. Our immediate past president, Kimberly Leonard, Latonia Lipkin-Smith, Matthew Paxe, who works with our Future Lawyers and Leaders program, and Credia Gonzalez Colon, who is also, we work with at Three Rivers to provide pro bono services for the community. I would also like to recognize our members back home in Jacksonville, whose relentless work, countless volunteer hours, and unwavering commitment to service make moments like this possible. This award belongs to each one of them. Pro bono is ingrained in the mission of D.W. Perkins. From our founding, this organization has understood that access to justice should never depend on zip code, income, or circumstance. Our members have consistently answered the call for service, whether through legal clinics, voter protection outreach, community education, mentorship through a Future Leaders and Lawyers program, or generally standing alongside those who otherwise would go unheard. Importantly, this commitment did not begin with my presidency. The service recognized today has been faithfully and consistently executed by the presidents who came before me, each building upon the work of their predecessors and ensuring that pro bono service remains central to our mission. I am humbled to stand on their shoulders and to accept this award on behalf of an organization that I care about deeply, whose legacy spans decades. We are deeply honored to be recognized by this court, and we accept this award both as an affirmation of our past work and also a charge to continue moving forward with our work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for those great remarks. Next, we're going to be hearing from Saya Baker Barnes, who's the president of the Florida Bar. Saya has been a great partner and friend of the court, and I just want to thank you on behalf of the court for everything that you've been doing this year on behalf of the bar and its members, and also in partnership with us. We really appreciate it. Saya is going to be presenting the Florida Bar President's Pro Bono Service Awards, and then she will introduce the president of the bar's Young Lawyers Division for further remarks.
May it please the court, Chief Justice Muniz, members of the court, family, friends, guests, and to all of the honorees today, congratulations. We are here today to celebrate our fellow attorneys, those who have dedicated countless hours in service to those who need it the most. So on behalf of the Florida Bar, our president-elect, the members of the Board of Governors, many of whom are here today, and the now over 115,000 members of the Florida Bar, it is my great privilege to recognize 21 of our members who have made extraordinary efforts to provide legal services and ensure access to justice. It makes me incredibly proud as a lawyer to see the efforts of our honorees in helping some of the least fortunate in our society. And it's not just our honorees that have served Floridians admirably in the past year and over so many years, but Florida lawyers have provided millions of pro bono hours to people in need and more than $9.6 million to legal services organizations. So our oath as attorneys in this state mandates that we will never reject from any consideration personal to ourselves the cause of the defenseless or oppressed. And our dedicated honorees are advocates that have not only taken this oath, but have given a voice to those who need a champion. And they have ensured access to justice for their clients, and they serve as role models that we should all strive to emulate. The issues that our honorees have worked on cover a wide variety of legal matters. I want to give you just a few examples of the contributions that some of our honorees have made. One honoree dedicated 33 of her 35 years practicing law to advocating for children through the Guardian Ad Litem office. She's represented 84 children across 46 cases, including one case that spanned 15 years. Another honoree working for the county clerk's office leveraged his position to significantly enhance pro bono resources and services. His efforts resulted in the establishment of a self-help center and housing clinic in the courthouse, dramatically improving access to justice for hundreds of people. Those are just a few examples of the incredible service of the folks that we will be honoring today. I wish that I could tell you about each and every one of them, but in the interest of time, I'm gonna call each one of them up and give them hopefully some recognition that they truly deserve today for the work that they've done on behalf of us. So let us begin to honor your dedicated service today. I'm gonna ask each of you to come forward and receive your certificate as I call your name. We're gonna take a quick photograph and then I will call the next person up. The honorees today are as follows. From the First Circuit, Douglas Allen Bates. Congratulations. From the Second Circuit, Randy Murrell. From the Third Circuit, Elizabeth Rosado Brinson. From the Fourth Circuit, Alexandra Underkoffler. From the Fifth Circuit, Reuben S. Williams. From the Sixth Circuit, Russell Jake Dewberry. From the Seventh Circuit, Diana Lopez. I think I mispronounced it. It's Diana Lopez. Okay. From the Eighth Circuit, Elliot Shiatsu. And I don't believe Elliot is online, so congratulations, Elliot. From the Ninth Circuit, Mary Doty Solik. From the 10th Circuit, John Ligori. From the 11th Circuit, Maria Isabel Casablanca. I think Maria might be online as well. So from the 12th Circuit, Catherine M. Fall. From the 13th Circuit, Daniela Estefany Mendez. From the 14th Circuit, Richard D. Ogburn. From the 15th Circuit, my circuit, Alan Roy Crane. Congratulations. From the 16th Circuit, Joseph S. Mack. From the 17th Circuit, Suzanne M. Busser. From the 18th Circuit, John Newton. From the 19th Circuit, Jennifer N. White. From the 20th Circuit, Cristiana Rodriguez Soto. And from out of state, Amy Tom. Let's give all of our honorees one more hand of applause. Thank you all again for your incredible work, and it is now my privilege and honor to ask Arthi Hirani, President of the Young Lawyers Division of the Florida Bar, to come forward and present the Young Lawyers Division Pro Bono Service Award.
May it please the Court. Chief Justice Muniz, Honorable Justices, President Baker Barnes, Executive Director Doyle, members of the Board of Governors, distinguished guests, and this year's Pro Bono Award honorees. I'm deeply honored to stand before you as the President of the Young Lawyers Florida Bar Division. This ceremony is not about individuals who simply find time to help. These honorees are extremely busy, professionals who understand the power of our license and who make a conscious choice to use it in service of others. The YLD Pro Bono Award recognizes a young lawyer who has provided outstanding public service or legal aid to those in need. Its purpose is twofold. One, to encourage Florida young lawyers to freely contribute their time and expertise to those who cannot otherwise afford legal services. And second, to recognize those who do so at the very highest levels. After reviewing this year's nominations, our board and I were struck by just how many young lawyers across Florida are already embodying this very spirit of the award. The depth of service, commitment, and compassion reflected in these nominations was truly inspiring. However, one nominee stood out for her unwavering dedication, her leadership, and her relentless commitment to ensure that no one is left behind without help. It is my absolute privilege to announce the winner of the 2026 Young Lawyer Division Pro Bono Award, Ann Pierreville of the Ninth Circuit, objectively one of the best circuits there is. Ann's commitment to serving those in need is undeniable. She's a shining example of what young lawyers should strive to be. Someone who shows up, steps in, and serves without hesitation or question. Paul C. Perkins wholeheartedly nominated her, a testament to the trust and respect she has earned within her community and was echoed by the Haitian Lawyers Association and, of course, my circuit, the Ninth. Since joining Florida Legal Services in 2020 as an Equal Justice Works Fellow, Ann's work has focused on improving the lives of Central Florida community and expanding access to legal resources. She built meaningful relationships within the community and ensured the success of a medical legal partnership she established to serve farm workers. Through this partnership, created in collaboration with a local health clinic, Ann represented more than 60 clients during her fellowship alone. But her impact doesn't stop there. Michaels Deborah St. Ville, the immediate past president of the Haitian Lawyers Association, and a prior YLD Pro Bono Award recipient herself, shared that Ann is known for asking two simple but powerful questions. One, what do you need me to do? And two, who do you need me to help serve? And then without hesitation, Ann shows up. What is not on her resume, nor on a sheet fact, is that when she was faced with situations where she could not personally represent every individual at a clinic, Ann made it her mission to ensure that no one walked away without help. She reached out, coordinated support, and ensured that every person had access to representation. In just a 3-month period, Ann conducted between 10 to 12 presentations, education lay people, combating misinformation, and calming fears on top of her full-time work, her service obligations, and her personal life. Her pro bono contributions are too extensive to fully capture in a single introduction. But what is clear, without question, is that Ann Pierreville exemplifies the very best of our profession and the highest ideals of the Young Lawyer Division. She's more than deserving of this year's Pro Bono Award, and it is truly my honor to introduce her today. Please join me in recognizing her extraordinary service and in welcoming this year's YLD Pro Bono recipient, Ann Pierreville.
May it please the Court. Mr. Chief Justice, Justices, Florida Bar Leadership, Florida Bar Young Lawyers Division Leadership, Board of Governors, special guests, family, and friends, good afternoon. I'm deeply honored and profoundly grateful to stand here before you as the recipient of this award. Thank you, Artie, for such an amazing introduction. I accept this recognition with humility and great appreciation for an organization that truly values service, justice, and the dignity of every person. I'd like to thank Paul C. Perkins Bar Association and our president, Annie Blanc, for this nomination. Pro bono work for me is not simply something I do. It is a part of my purpose. My life and my career are rooted in service. From a very young age, I knew that I wanted to help people to pursue a career where I could make a meaningful difference in the lives of others and especially my local community. Becoming an attorney has allowed me to do exactly that. It has given me the privilege of walking in my purpose while standing alongside lawyers, individuals, families, in some of their most difficult times. Much of my work has been serving vulnerable people, immigrants, survivors of justice, survivors of violence, families navigating complex legal systems with limited resources. These individuals are often unheard, unseen, and underserved. This award represents resilience, their courage, and their trust. It is a reminder that when we show up for people with compassion, consistency, the impact reaches beyond a single case. I would not be here without my parents, whose sacrifices, values, and unwavering belief in education and service shaped me. I am the person I am today because of them. Je t'aime. Thank you for teaching me the importance of dedication, perseverance, and giving back. I'm deeply grateful for my heritage that grounds me and gives me strength every day. I am my grandmother's wildest dream. To my mentors, the ones that are here, thank you so much. My colleagues, my friends, and my sisters, Esther and Abigail, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for creating a community that uplifts public service, encourages young lawyers to lead with integrity and heart. Your support makes this work sustainable, and your commitment inspires me daily. This has renewed my commitment to continue advocating, serving, and building a system that's more just, more humane, and accessible to all. Thank you again for this incredible honor. I am grateful beyond words, and I remain committed to service. I leave you with this Haitian proverb, Songe la pi qui leve maillo, which means remember the rain that grew the corn. This is a reminder to remain committed to your community and remain grateful. Thank you.
Thank you for those great remarks. We've now arrived at the high point of this year's ceremony, the presentation of the Tobias Simon Pro Bono Service Award, which is the Florida legal profession's highest award for honoring pro bono service. Before we announce this year's winner, I'd like to ask any past Tobias Simon Award recipients who are here with us today to please stand and be recognized. We're honored to announce that this year's Tobias Simon Pro Bono Service Award winner is Steve Sen of Lakeland. Mr. Sen is a shareholder with the firm Peterson & Myers, PA. His practice includes appeals, complex litigation, employment disputes, and commercial and business litigation. He's donated more than 1,000 hours of pro bono work in the last 5 years. He's worked through Florida's Children First to represent the most vulnerable in the state in the dependency system. More broadly, he's worked on children's issues and on behalf of Florida's Children First to emphasize and prioritize the best interest of the child standard in adoptions. He's the current chair of the 10th Judicial Circuit Pro Bono Committee, where he's served since 1999. Mr. Sen served on the Florida Bar Foundation's Board of Directors until 2022, and he was the president of that entity in 2020 and 2021. He's currently the chair and member of the Endowment Board of Trustees. He previously served on the board and as president of Florida Rural Legal Services and the Florida Equal Justice Center. In 2019, the Florida Bar Foundation presented Mr. Sen its President's Award for Excellence. He was the 2005 recipient of the John H. Anderson Pro Bono Service Award, and he was the Florida Bar President's Pro Bono Service Award recipient for the 10th Circuit on 4 separate occasions. For these reasons and more, Mr. Sen embodies this award in the legacy of Tobias Simon. It's my pleasure, Mr. Sen, to invite you to come forward and receive your award and make remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice, Justices, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, friends, fellow award winners. Wow. When I was a young child, I don't know if it was 7 or 8, in the back seat of Mom's Oldsmobile, going I don't know where, but the radio was on, and a story came on the radio about these kids that had created this spectacular treehouse. And I had my shabby little treehouse, and I thought it was a cool thing. It was just a few pieces of plywood and 2x4s, but treehouses were cool. And these kids had overachieved on the treehouse department. Now, in retrospect, I'm sure it was their parents that had done all this, but had plumbing and electricity. And the point of the story was that they were going to have to tear that treehouse down because I think it was building permits. I don't know. I was 7 or 8. I was a little vague on the details. But I do distinctly recall saying out loud, those kids need a lawyer. And I didn't know any lawyers. We had no lawyers in our family. I don't think we had ever needed a lawyer, at least not so far. So I don't know how I knew that. But I did have this idea that lawyers are people who help you when you have those kinds of problems. They fight for justice. They fight against injustice. And I couldn't imagine a more serious injustice than having to take your treehouse down. So that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be somebody who fought injustice, fought for justice, and helped people in situations like that. A few little quick shout-outs. Thank my parents who helped me go from that little kid to law school and through law school, and instilled in me a sense of fairness and empathy and a pretty good work ethic, which helps in our profession, especially if you're going to do the extracurricular work like all of the honorees here have. I want to thank, loving thanks to my wife, who has made my life better in so many ways and who has made me look better as a lawyer by proofreading all of my filings before they go out and cleaning up all of the little messes that I don't see. I'm delighted that my 2 children are here, Kaylee and Nathaniel. They are educated and employed, and I am eternally proud to be their father. I also want to thank my law firm, Peterson & Myers, for giving me just incredible freedom throughout my career to take on causes that seem worth the effort, pro bono, public service, whatever they may be. And I'm delighted that several of my partners are here to celebrate with me. I work, some of my favorite people in the world are people I get to go to work with every day. Also want to thank, I'm not going to list them or describe them, I've been blessed with so many mentors over the years who have made me a better lawyer and a better person. And that includes some of the prior winners of this award, which makes me particularly delighted to be on the same list. The purpose of this award, of all of these awards that we're here today, is not to make the recipient feel good, although it certainly does. I feel great. But it's to shine a light on the professional responsibility of attorneys to do what they can to make as real as possible the aspirational goal of justice for all. All of us in this room, all Americans, commit to this when, with hands over our heart, we pledge allegiance to the flag. But lawyers are, more than others, in a position to actually do something about it. Despite its faults, I continue to believe that the American system of justice is one of the highest achievements of humanity, but it can be very complex, and the truth is that justice is not always evenly distributed. It depends in large part on whether you have the professional help you need, that your day in court is a fair and equal one. And too many Americans lack that access. While legal aid offices and attorneys help greatly, and I know many of them are here, and they are true heroes of our justice system, there's always been a gap, justice gap, between the need and the supply. This court has helped diminish that gap dramatically, with both historically beginning the IOTA program, continuing it over the years, and actually increasing the funds that are available for legal aid. I never got to have the treehouse case. I keep looking for it, maybe someday. But I have helped people stay in their houses, and that's a wonderful thing. One of my early pro bono cases was a delightful woman. She was retired. She had spent her life traveling the world doing missionary services. She was finally able to rest in a home of her own, and she was a victim of contractor lien fraud, and they were going to foreclose on her home for as a result of that. And we were able to not only save her home, but get an award of attorney's fees and costs against that company, which I think promptly went out of business because their efforts to take people's homes by contractor fraud was not working out. So that made me feel good. That made her feel good, and that made me proud of my profession, proud to be a lawyer, proud to be here with all the people who have done similar things and made our state a better place as a result, a more just place, a more equal place. For me, I like being a lawyer. I like doing this work. It's not a chore. I go to work and enjoy helping people with their problems. So this has been a labor of love. In our profession, we get to help people every day, and we should do as much of that as we can. I thank everyone in this room for doing what they have done in that regard, and I am delighted to receive this award. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. I'm glad your family was able to be here today, and thank you for talking about your work in the cheerful spirit that I mentioned and that I know is true of all of you who do such great things for pro bono services in our state. As we come to the conclusion here, let's give a round of applause again to all of our winners. I'd like to invite anyone here who is not an award recipient to proceed to the rotunda to help celebrate the accomplishments of this year's recipients. If you are a recipient, please remain here in the courtroom for photographs with us. We're going to leave for a second and then come back once things get set up. Judge, what was the Jerry Garcia line that you said? Okay, you get some, you give some back. I think those are good words to conclude with. Thank you very much. We're adjourned.